Good evening, everyone. How are we doing today? My name is Sam Rodriguez,
My name is Megan Holden.
and we have a guest with us today, the host of the Mikey O Show, Mike Oliveira. How you doing over there?
I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to survive this quarantine the best I can. Been doing a lot of video games and just studying more podcasts, but that's barely about it.
I'm so jealous. I'm struggling right now with finals. Today we're going to be talking about, I'm sure you guys probably heard of it before, who is the best basketball player in the NBA. LeBron versus MJ. Sam, in your Lakers jersey, who do you have?
I think I speak for all of us out here. Lakers, LeBron James. He is undoubtedly the most dominant force that has ever came into NBA for his size. Don't get it mixed up with all the centers and such. For his size, he is the most dominant force. 6'9", 250 pounds of pure muscle. This man can dominate offensively, dominate defensively. One of the best passers ever. Not now, ever. He plays every position you can think of. Point guard, shoot guard, small forward, power forward to the center. He averages about 8 rebounds a game for his career. This man has had zero help throughout his years. He had Kyrie. Let me relax. He had Kyrie, but when he went to the first NBA Finals, out of, let me remind you, 9, just 9 NBA Finals,
In
8
what era?
straight. Listen, 8 straight, 9 NBA Finals in total. His first one, he had Big Z and Mo Williams. Went to the finals against a top Spurs team ever. Of course, he lost.
Yeah,
He
okay,
lost.
go ahead.
Listen, this is when the East was stacked. They still had those Celtics team. Ray Allen, KG, Paul Pierce.
They weren't the
That's
same.
when they were in their prime.
Mm,
And then
KG was.
Hey, listen up, all right? They were in their prime. And then he leaves, goes to Miami, of course. But he went to Miami when they didn't have a super team yet. They just had a losing season. He went there, and Chris Bosh followed. He didn't join a super team like many people say. He created his own.
You don't think he knew that going in, though? What it was going to
Oh,
be?
he definitely knew they were coming, but he joined a team that was already losing. He didn't pull Kevin Durant. Join a 76-9 team already, you know?
Yeah, but we're not going to act like Wade and
Snake-like.
Boss is bums.
Yeah, but Bosh is not great like some of the players out there now. He was a good player for what they needed, but he's not great.
He was
LeBron
an all-star.
Yeah, but he wasn't great. He played for the Raptors. He was their main player on a crappy team. That's how Kevin Love was on the Timberwolves. Let's just say it how it is. Then he goes over to Miami, goes to 4 straight finals, goes 2-2. All right, first one he should have won against the Mavericks. Second one they dominated the Thunder. They shouldn't have even been there. Third one against that Spurs team, Ray Allen did come in clutch. And save them. But you can't take away, they would not be there without LeBron. All right? And the argument that he wouldn't be able to play in MJ's time, LeBron definitely would be able to do what he's doing. Maybe not as great as he's doing it, but he would be able to do it. But listen, he would still be great over there. That was a big passing time. The passing he does now, imagine back then. He'd make his teammates better. Jordan does not make his teammates better. He needs to score most of the points.
Okay, but MJ was being MJ in that era. Do you think LeBron would even be LeBron in that era?
Yeah, but MJ doesn't make his teammates better. MJ needs to have all 2 role players. No one can score over 15 on MJ's team. MJ needs to drop 40 a game.
Are you denying Pippen wasn't better with MJ?
Pippen was the reason MJ won most of his rings.
Yeah, but Pippen got better because MJ was there. He doesn't do it like LeBron. He doesn't pass the ball or is a playmaker like LeBron. But he's capable of bringing out the best in his players because that competitive edge.
No. Jordan, no. Jordan needed to be the one to score. He needed to be the main guy. He couldn't do it himself. He needed Rodman to come in. He needed Pippen to come in. Come on.
LeBron did it by himself?
Basically, LeBron carried his teams to the finals every year.
It's not doing it if you don't win.
8 straight years he brought them to the finals.
And it's okay, but the Eastern Conference was not that competitive like how it was back then.
You got to think. Yes, it was. You had D Rose MVP season was Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, Jimmy Butler. That was a
Well,
solid
dang,
team.
did you just say
Then you
Lord
listen.
dang as
Then you still had the Celtics team with Paul Pierce and KG before they got traded. That
but
was
they were
still tough,
not the
Miami.
same team.
Yes, they were. And then you had the Pacers team with Paul George, Roy Hibbert, Danny Granger. They were still a solid team.
A solid
There
team,
were
but they're
still
not like
teams to
the
go into.
Magic. Oh, you can't compare them to the Magic, Lakers, or the Bird. Even if they were declining, they were.
Jordan didn't have to go. Jordan didn't have to go through the Lakers to get to the finals.
But still, he competed in that era. You can't say
When Magic
LeBron
Johnson
really
was down,
had his path made way for the last few years before he left the East. It was a
he played
guarantee.
against the Lakers when Magic was declining and the Celtics and Larry Bird was declining.
They're still better than the teams in the East the past couple of years.
If
I
I
He
may,
literally played against Isaiah Thomas. That was the best team in the East.
all right, if I may, Michael Jordan had a super team on his own. If we're gonna talk about like LeBron and his super teams, let's talk about Jordan. Jordan. Not only did he have Pippen and Rodman, he also had Tony Kukoc on the bench and B.J. Armstrong, Horace Grant the first few seasons. LeBron's team was full of all-stars. And when Jordan didn't play in those 2 years in between 93 and 95, the Bulls still made the playoffs.
Thank you.
Okay.
So
Okay,
Jordan
listen.
isn't the reason
Thank
that
you.
they made the
But did they
playoffs.
win? Did they win?
They made it to the second round.
That's not the
LeBron's
same.
teams, when LeBron left, didn't even make the playoffs.
Because
They went
it's
to
not
lottery
the,
picks.
how many times like I say it's not the same competition. Look. First off, we can all agree. I think no one can do it by himself in the NBA, right? It's a team sport. There's really no
Basically.
player that can just take a bunch of garbage players and win the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, agree with that.
Okay.
So, but my debate here is the competition level. So there's no team, even if it was declining, that was on par with, especially the last few years. Do you not remember like how weak the East was? It was guaranteed that he was going to the finals. And once he got to the finals, let's not forget his record, 3-6 versus a 6-0 MJ.
The teams that MJ played in the finals were not comparable to the teams that LeBron faced.
But they still had to beat the guys in that era, and it was so much tougher. Like I don't blame. This is why it's hard to compare the LeBron and LeBron and Michael Jordan, because it's literally two different eras, to two different players, 2 different times, 2 different rules, all this, cut from 2 different cloths. But if we're gonna like really compare each thing, the MJ just has more. This has more, not just accolades, but abilities to make you win. Like he has a clutch gene. He has the mentality. Like he's gonna win. He wants to take that last shot. He's not gonna sit out a game because he has cramps.
You're gonna keep rubbing that in my face.
Yeah, because
It's okay.
it's a valid argument.
But it's okay. Listen, LeBron's teams have proven when LeBron leaves, they go to the gutter. When LeBron first left the Cavs, what happened?
Okay, but who
Straight
else left the
down.
Cavs? Kyrie's not
drafted
there
Kyrie.
no more either.
Yeah, no. When he left the Cavs, they drafted Kyrie because they were so bad. They got.
Oh, you're talking about the first time.
Lottery
Yeah,
pick.
but that's a rookie point guard. You can't really count on them. They really had no one. Like, you can't really count on them. That's why he left.
I'm saying as soon as LeBron left, they crapped the bed, and then they drafted Kyrie because they were so bad they were able to. But when LeBron was there, they made the finals. Then he leaves, goes to Miami. What happened in Miami when he left to go to Cleveland again?
You mean towards the end, when after how many years and they were not the same players?
When LeBron left
Wade
Miami,
was not the same. Well, Dwayne Wade was not as good as he was when LeBron first came in when he left.
Yeah, but I'm
Neither is
saying
Chris Bosh.
if LeBron stayed there, they would have still made the finals.
They would have
That's the thing.
competed, but I mean that's why he left, because he didn't think, like he knew it was towards the end of the road.
Yeah, but
Like a
what I'm saying is
song.
teams need LeBron. That Bulls team didn't need Jordan. As you saw from when he
They do not
retired.
win. They do not win 6 without. They don't win that many without Jordan.
But they made playoffs every year without Jordan still.
But
When he
there's a
retired,
difference.
when he left. LeBron's teams don't even make the playoffs. They get lottery picks.
Okay, but listen, there's a difference of getting get in the competition and actually winning it. Like, you got to win it. You can't just go to the party and, like, not have the cake. Like, you got to have a piece of cake. What's the point? The point. But look, I'm not discrediting LeBron. Like, LeBron obviously is the best player in our era. Like, we'll not see another LeBron. I just think he's at fault of the time and the style we're playing today. So it's hard to really compare to MJ's era, where MJ was being MJ in probably the toughest era, best era of basketball. So we know he's at that caliber. Where LeBron, we don't think LeBron will be MJ's level if he would be on that. Now, we can take MJ. We know he's gonna fall out in this era. Can we say the same thing? LeBron still be LeBron in MJ's era.
When I think of MJ, I think of DeMar DeRozan. And that's what MJ would be in this era.
No,
DeMar DeRozan.
He had a more respectable 3-point shot. And also, he's a lot better, way better defender. He was the best defender probably for his position in his era.
Okay. But it's not, yes, but think about it now. In the NBA now, there's no defense played anyway. Would MJ even still have that defensive mentality?
There's defense played, it's just you got to be smarter about it. So, yes, because look at Kawhi, look at players like Smart. Like, this defense is still played. It's just you're going to get a bunch of fouls. And also, you can flip that, too, because how many times how many times MJ would go to that foul line, go into the boards like that? How many free throws would he get? And unlike LeBron, he can actually make them. So, ooh.
LeBron gets no calls as it is, all right?
What? He flops. He barely gets touched. He flops, and he cries foul, and he gets it all the time. Now, he's not James Harden level, but he gets a lot of calls.
We can say the same thing. If you want to talk about flopping, let's talk about your great Paul Pierce, the master of the flop, the one who invented the flop.
He flopped in a game in the NBA Finals.
Carry me out in a wheelchair because,
look,
Mr. Carry me out in a wheelchair, then I'm going to come back because I'm fine.
Listen, your guy was not even touched and he would fly to the ground, okay? I'm just saying. It was not the same back then. You can't get away with that. And he still can't hit those free throws when he gets to the line. That's probably why he doesn't want to shoot the last shot, because he knows he wouldn't be able to make those free throws, whereas Jordan was an amazing free throw shooter.
That may be, but we're not going to deny flopping was a thing in that era. As much as I hate to admit it as a Pacers fan, Reggie Miller was the biggest flopper maybe of all time. Like, he would, like, kick his leg out like Steph Curry does now. He would do everything he could to get to the line. And who knows, Jordan probably did the same thing. Flopping's been in the game a lot longer than you think.
Yeah, but it doesn't get caught as easy. Like, anything, like, now we see anyone even gets touched. Like, even on an elbow, it's a call. That's my point. Like, this it's a weaker – it's a weaker time. We can agree, like, this is Chamberlain soft.
It's a soft generation.
It's a soft generation. So
that doesn't say there's no physical play going on still.
No, but it's just the fact that it's not on that level. So how can you, like, if you're going one-on-one, personally, if it's like, okay, first off, if it's 5-on-5, I think that LeBron's team would play better as a whole. But ask me who wins and who puts up better numbers, I say MJ. Going one-on-one, who wins and who wins that thing, I say MJ, because MJ has better defense and can really score anytime he gets close to the basket, like he's going to score. Whereas LeBron, he picks and chooses when he plays defense, is not as consistent and is not as a great scorer. So that's why if it was like a 7-game one-on-one, I'd give it to MJ 5 times.
So before we go on, so who do we have for the GOATs? I have LeBron. Megan?
I have Jordan.
And then Mikey?
LeBron.
All right. So on to our last topic, the last 5 minutes. Who is the greatest basketball player in the league right now? And we'll start off with Megan.
This is tough for me because if you would have asked me this last season, I would say Kawhi. Now, like I said, LeBron is the best player in our era. Like the past 2 decades, you could say that. But as far as like currently right now, I mean, he is not at his best. We could say he's not in his prime. He doesn't play both sides of the ball consistently. As far as like who's really dominating right now, I've got to give it to the Greek Freak. Because before you talk about not really having much on your team and still being the best team right now, Greek Freak, he's averaging I think was it 30 points at one point, 30 minutes of the season. He still finds, even though he's not the best shooter, he still finds a way to gets points. He's a great defender. I think he's the top defender in the league right now, and he's just efficient. So I gotta give it to the Greek Freak.
Okay, Mikey.
So I'm gonna be I'm gonna agree right here. I think Giannis is the best player in the league right now because he's still improving. Like, there's a lot that he can still work on, and he's still scoring like 30 points a game, a double-double every night. He's just so physical that everything is more just like it's his game. He does whatever he wants. And that's why I think Giannis is the best player in the league.
He's definitely changed an aspect. Whereas Curry made like a 3-point line, like a 3-point game. He's definitely changing things back.
And all right, for me, I'm gonna be different because I'm a difficult person. You know,
Go ahead.
you're gonna hate me. You just said all this LeBron stuff, but I'm gonna have to stick with my guy.
Oh my gosh.
He still makes his teammates best. Yes, he has Anthony Davis now, so he doesn't have to do as much as he used to before. But when Anthony Davis was out, he was still doing what he had to do, and they were undefeated when Anthony Davis was out. When LeBron was out, the Lakers were, I want to say, like 2-6, 2-7, and that's just with Anthony Davis. So that's showing you still need a LeBron there. He can't do it himself.
What do you think will happen to the Bucks if Giannis was hurt?
They did that, and the Bucks have a solid team all around. People don't understand. Chris Middleton takes all the clutch shots. Giannis doesn't take the clutch shots. Chris Middleton is the one that finishes all the games.
Against the Celtics. But look.
Against everyone.
That shot was crazy.
Yeah. But look, they have no one close to Anthony Davis. There's a big jump from Davis to Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton's not even, I wouldn't even say, could be debated if he's even a third star on this team. He's literally carrying a bunch of role players.
Yeah, but Chris Middleton basically carries their clutch shots. When they need a clutch shot, it goes to him. It doesn't go to Giannis. It goes to him because Giannis still can't shoot really.
It's interesting how you use that argument now.
Because listen, give Giannis a jump shot. Best player in the league, undoubtedly, no question about it.
Okay.
He's the best. He's an interior force, but he can't shoot past the 3-point line. Yes, he's trying it. He's hitting some. He's getting lucky, but no. He has to give it to Chris Middleton to hit all those clutch shots.
He's not Ben Simmons.
LeBron,
He's decent.
LeBron can hit the threes. LeBron can drive in. He can body anyone.
A high 30, low 40% 3-point shooter. Yeah, I don't think he's that much better than Giannis.
Giannis is shooting like 20%. That's the thing. That's the difference.
I think you're confusing him with your boy Ben Simmons.
Yeah, Ben Simmons is like 5%. I don't even want to hear that.
But look, I'm just saying, like, as far as dominance right now, I think Giannis is taking the league. LeBron, like I said, you have to play two sides of the ball, and Giannis is just doing it on both sides. As far as top of the league, so that's where my debate is.
I'd say in a year or so.
Huh?
I'd say in a year or so, Giannis would be there.
Yeah, after what your boy retires.
I could see the argument that LeBron is the greatest player in the game right now because he's having his best statistical season in years. So yeah, honestly, it's a toss-up between LeBron and Giannis. And yeah, like you said about Kawhi, he could be up there too, but he's just been like on like the injury list for no reason. Talking about that same knee injury that he had 2 years ago. It's just
it's annoying.
It's just like, yeah, you got to go with LeBron or Giannis, and that's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this as a softer league, and a lot of guys just waiting for the playoffs. We're gonna wait till the playoffs. Now, look, now there's not gonna be no playoffs. But anyways,
there might be.
But what I say was, there's no doubt LeBron is having a great statistic season. It's there, but you also gotta do the eye test, and like I said, consistency on both sides of the floor. Now, LeBron is still one of the best players in the league. Don't get me wrong; like he's definitely an all-star. He's probably top 5, top 3, top 5. And I think if KD didn't get hurt, KD will probably be in that number 1, but it's no telling how he's going to come back from that. But So, right now I have Giannis, Kawhi, LeBron, and we'll see how it happens to KD. I like Kawhi. Right. Kawhi's just, like I said, consistency on both sides of the floor. The only thing that annoys me is the loaded management, but LeBron plays the same games a lot of times.
All right. The Kawhi-LeBron debate is a debate for another time.
Yeah.
We're out of time right now. Thank you, Mikey, for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
For any comments, anything that you guys like us to cover next time, just comment down below and hit that subscribe button.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.